Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Doctor Doom, issue number 4. This was a pretty good issue, at least the parts with Doctor Doom. All the other parts were a little bit weird for me, but we're going to get into that. We're going to get into all of that. First, we're going to give credit where credit's due. So this book is called All Possible Worlds. The writer is Christopher Cantwell. Salvatore LaRocca does the art. The color art is by Guru-eFX. Letters by VC's Corey Petit. Cover is by Tom Coker and Michael Garland. The variant cover is by Will Sliney and Jason Keith. Carlos Loud did the graphic design, and Doctor Doom was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. So, Doctor Doom goes after AIM because Taskmaster was hired by AIM to assassinate him and put a bullet in his head. And Taskmaster succeeded because Doom died. But Doom battled Mephisto and came back. We saw that good stuff, right? Now Doom has to go one-on-one with Taskmaster and the person behind the hiring within AIM, which is, I figured we'd all see it coming, but it was still cool seeing it because the art was so freaking out of this world, and the fight was actually pretty damn badass too. Every single scene in here with Doctor Doom, for the most part, was pretty cool. Seeing Doom walk around with his mask on, but a green zip-up sweat jacket, like hoodie, was actually really cool. It's like, okay, it's Doom, but it only barely looks like Doom. Now, I am going to say that a lot of people are going to have issue with the idea that he was able to do as well as he did against Taskmaster. Realistically, even getting like a hit in otherwise would usually make fans be like, Taskmaster's like, the great, like he's memorized everybody's style, and Doom's not a particularly great fighter, but the idea that he even got in one shot was awesome. Look how freaking good he is. Taskmaster had to adapt and blah, 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 blah. Honestly, I think that would have been the best route to go. Have Doom get beaten by Taskmaster. He's not going to freaking beat Taskmaster in a fist fight, you know what I'm saying, or sword fight or whatever, okay? I just don't think it's going to happen. But what happens in this book. Yeah. The only way that I can justify this is that Taskmaster studied the styles of all these other guys, but he never studied Doom's style. Still, like, if you got Captain America's style, you're acing Doom no matter what he's got. Like, what does Doom really have that's going to beat Dr. Doom as far as fisticuffs, right? But it is Dr. Doom, so I'm just going to kind of let that one slide. Mostly. But I'm mentioning it because, anyway. Everybody else's scene, though, was really weird in this. Victorious, who has the power cosmic within her, okay? Not even just regular cosmic powers, the power cosmic. And she went and took on the freaking Fantastic Four, and she did a great job against them. And yet Silver Sable is able to take her down and pounce on her like freaking Nala did to Simba in The Lion King. Like, what? Look, man, I loves me some Silver Sable. Make no mistake, I see Silver Sable in a comic book, I'm usually like, yeah, this is going to be a good comic book. But then this happened, and I'm just a little bit realistic with my super fantasy heroes, okay? And I just don't see Silver Sable as being that damn badass. Like, the way that she took down Victorious, and mind you, I don't really particularly like the character Victorious. I hate the name. It's just so silly. Victorious, I gave you my name, and what it should really mean. Anyway, I wasn't a fan of this. Yeah, no, I can't. I read this and I just can't. Like, I just don't think that this makes any kind of sense. Like, the way that Silver Sable was handled in this is like the way that Tom King handles Black Cat. Oh, she'll take down Batman can't beat the Joker, but don't worry, Catwoman can. Batwoman doesn't stand a chance against, a single Flash, but against 3 Flashes, that's where you call Catwoman, because she'll handle them all in one kick each. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way I look at this. It's like it's very unrealistic. It's not that unrealistic, but it's fairly unrealistic. Like, I'm just not buying it. I can't make excuses for this. There's no way she should be able to beat somebody who's got the power cosmic and can take on the Fantastic Four. I don't want to rail against that too long. Unfortunately, these kinds of things continue. Now, what's interesting is that we have the what the heck is it called? A new contender for the throne, the rightful heir. The thing is, the people always write Doctor Doom differently, so I'm not entirely sure how Doom is going to be handled in this book as far as his relationship with the people. Do the people actually genuinely fear him or love him and respect him and adulate him because he does so much for us? You know, is he only a ruthless tyrant to other people, but to us he's totally awesome? You know what I'm saying? The citizens of Latveria. I don't know. All right, I really don't have a firm grasp on what exactly Cantwell is trying to do in this book in that regard, at least. So when they said that Simcaria is falling apart, but hey, we were able to find this guy who's the rightful heir, even though often enough the citizens have pointed out, and especially Dr. Doom has pointed out, that the throne is not hereditary anymore. Me taking over, I'm not royal blood. I took over because I'm the best fit. So the whole rightful heir thing, like, are the people going to accept this guy? I highly doubt it. And I would love to see if the guy did get put in charge and then the people literally stormed the castle, pitchforks and torches, not the tiki variety, because F the tiki variety. They just go running in and just freaking depose this guy because we didn't elect you. That would be cool. That would be a great moment. I would totally be down for that. Totally, bluff Simcaria's rule, right? Their ideas. As far as everything else in this book, I don't know, man. I feel like Adam Brashear, more than anything else, completely used incorrectly here. Just used, I'm going to say, almost horribly wrong. When you've got a guy who we haven't seen in the comic books and people are railing like, dude, bring in the Blue Marvel, bring Adam Brashear. And then you bring him in and he's just totally ineffective. He's sitting here playing like Parcheesi with Herbie or something like that. Like, what are you doing? How come you're not out looking for this guy? The Fantastic Four find him all over the place, but you can't find Doom. You can't build something. You can't fly around and use your supervision to find them. Like, what exactly are you doing? You don't have men on the street. You've got nothing. You're just sitting and waiting to react to something. Meanwhile, of all the people who should be up there on the moon trying to fix the black hole issue, Adam Brashear should undeniably be one of those people. Why is he not? Why is he instead, I'm going to handle Doom by sitting here and waiting for him to come to me or something like that? I don't know what the purpose of Blue Marvel is in this book. I think, like most of us, we were firmly excited to see that Blue Marvel is going to be in this. And this is one of the reasons why I don't like to get excited about comic books, because sometimes they wind up failing you. And I do believe, as much as I do love what I'm reading in this comic book, the Adam Brashear treatment in this is really bringing me down a lot. Like, it's harshing my high. You know what I'm saying? I'm really disappointed with the way he's being used in this. He's not being used. He's just talking. He's playing a game of pinochle or something. The robot is talking about, will the taste of pizza change? I don't know. And how would you? And I feel like I'd rather see him in a cameo on the moon as opposed to him being the main guy who's supposed to be looking for Victor by not even looking for Victor. I think that realistically, I'm just waiting for these two to team up, for Adam to realize that Doom is actually right. Like, you have the inevitable fight, and then actually have, where Doom's able to figure out, a weakness of this guy, because I'm Doom. I plan for every contingency except the Black Panther, because he just does it better. But aside from that, I plan for everything, and I'm able to finally, get a win over this guy. And meanwhile, he just busted my face up or something like that. But then eventually they have to team up. That's what I'm expecting is going to happen. That's what I've been expecting is going to happen. Right now, you know what? I don't want to dwell on this. I really don't, because the cool stuff that happened, that went with Doom in this issue, totally worth the price of admission for this comic book. It's just, for me, the other scenes really brought it down. I'm like, can we just go back to Doom? Because I at least really like that. Anyway, that's going to be it for me, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.